Testing, testing, 1, 2. All right, everyone. Welcome back. Kind of got a little bit of a short stream here this evening. I've got places to be and things to do tomorrow morning. But in good news, we will be able to do an earlier and longer stream tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to being able to do that for sure. I'm not interested in purchasing this bundle, but I do want to just kind of appreciate this Punisher skin for a brief moment, mainly because we've got a really nice skull emblem there because of this being themed from the Born Again iteration of the character. So honestly, really, really cool thing for Punisher. I also want to see what this highlight intro is. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that a lot, actually. But yes, we are going to kind of keep going along with what we've been doing and what we need to focus on here. So let's go ahead and bring our random wheel up. I'm going to shuffle it again, just because we haven't done that in a minute. And then let's see what it lands on for us. Looks like we're doing a Wolverine game. Complain about that. Okay, our settings are still where they need to be. So that's going to be Wolverine with Spider-Man and Cloak and Dagger on standby. So let's go ahead and jump into our match here. Get that wheel out of the way.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Alright, let's grab Wolverine.
Anyone stands in my way, they won't be standing much longer.
I think we won the Wolverine game that we played on this profile a couple of nights ago. So hopefully this has a similar amount of success. That's the hope. And we're on the attacking side of things.
This rage since I was born, centuries ago.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Not the one I've been fighting for
Interesting.
all these years.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check and see if the quick melee option for other people is also if you hold the button you'll just melee. Because like if I click it once, it just does the one, but if I hold it,
Look who just showed up. Needed a little boost. Thanks.
nice.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
I'd stay down if I were you.
I mean, we're doing pretty well, honestly.
Triple KO. I got you.
That was not the target that I wanted, but...
Got it.
Visuals behind you. Halfway there. Keep going.
Let's do this. About
Yeah,
time.
we needed to get back away from that bit of a waste of our movement ability there. That was a waste for you. Yeah, that feels good.
We've got to make sure Null doesn't claw his way to freedom. You let Darkchild out to play.
Yeah, this feels good.
Woo! Never miss.
Now I don't know if that's because we're... Yeah, I don't know if that's just because we are...
Got eyes on some bogeys. You're out of your league. Even better than my mutant power.
Ah, I missed it. Ooh, that felt good. That was a really, really good game on.
Even better than my mutant power.
One more for the Soul Sword.
Beholds the god of thunder!
Big chance.
Your powers unmatched! Together, your victory!
Double KO.
Let's do this.
Disappear.
Want some squid sashimi?
Ooh, they finally got me. They finally got me, but we're putting in some really, really good work here.
You can put me down, but I always get back up.
If we don't finish this, Null wins, and that is not an option.
The Thor finally switched to Cap. But, yeah, we had them running for the hills, that's for sure. Yeah, that was a good game on Wolverine. Can't complain about that. We got a minimum amount of healing on that match. But yeah, that was good. Lots of damage. Lots of KOs. That felt good. That felt like I'm finally starting to work on some of the Wolverine resource management there. So let's go ahead and spin our wheel again and see what we end up with. And it's going to be Hela. Which we played a Conquest game on Hela last night, so this will be interesting to do that in more of a quick play setting. I didn't feel like we were doing bad necessarily, but Conquest is like such a specific game mode. Alright.
No one escapes hell.
Should hopefully be a relatively straightforward game for us, but we'll ultimately see how that goes.
My realm is the great river into which all waters flow.
Hey, I need to be a little more patient with our
Coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
startup here.
According to Ben, you still are.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you're a lot hotter than me.
Ooh, thanks. But I'm pretty sure you got me beat when it comes to hotness, too.
All right,
Battle starts in
let's
5, 4, 3, 2. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
They're ahead of us.
Goodbye.
here. Here.
Oh, man, I gotta make another beacon. I'll patch you up.
I am very
Please, we're hurt.
Oh, come on. That's unfortunate. Oh, they've got a hell of a field.
Who is more immortal than I?
Let's pop back up under their noses. More bad guys. Just what we need.
What is the soul of a machine?
That's me.
Healing. Why would I need healing?
I'll patch you up. Your powers are mine!
Against the world.
Extermination!
I am very harmed.
Hey, Dee! Enjoy the amplifier!
Enemy.
Ooh, gimme, gimme, gimme.
Here's this life.
Behold the god of thunder!
Yeah. my crow, my raven form to get out of that.
So many of them. The horrors I'll make for them in hell.
Unless we can get people in there to stall. Couldn't deal with the Jeff there. Also, they did something to burn through my form really quickly.
Has its privileges.
I'm not entirely sure what.
They're gonna come after us, and soon.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
I'll patch you up.
I am barely harmed.
Extermination!
Better stop that vehicle.
You deserved that, dear.
Your powers are mine!
Against the world.
Someone scratch my back.
These raiders can't flee. Stop them. Better stop that vehicle.
Body is fragile.
I just can't. He dove me. Took out my cooldown.
I am returned to claim what is mine.
I mean, this is we play quick play to get a better feel of these characters, but
Now might be a good time to
I
stop them.
also get a really good idea of what I don't want to do.
I am very harmed.
Better stop that vehicle.
Yeah, I just not adding nearly as much value as I would like with this, but
Immortality
It
has
is what
its
it is.
privileges.
It's now or never. Stop them.
I'm bright like a star.
Extermination!
Johnny, hey. Get out. Don't give them another inch, or else.
I will enjoy the air.
Maximum pulse!
Such power. You owe me one.
come back here.
So that's White Queen mind control.
Let's help. Force first.
What is the
There we are.
soul of a machine?
Destroy everything in sight. He stopped them in their tracks.
I'll patch you up.
I am barely harmed. There they are.
So cold.
Those guys are about to someone
Yeah.
Claimed by chaos.
That's a good thing about a script which there.
Your powers are
Do anything about that? Yeah, I can't contest in that form. Looking for some extra damage. It's fine. Their Hela had less accuracy than I did. They just probably had better positioning, is what it really came down to. But it's okay. It's okay. Let's bring our wheel up and see what we land on next. We just did a Hela game, so our rule is we go down to the next one. That's Moon Knight. So let's get ourselves a Moon Knight game.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
I tear through the cloudless night, just like the moon.
This should be a decent game, I would wager.
Khonshu guides me, just not always in the right direction.
Coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Yeah, and I got friends to help.
Huh. You know, you should invest in a way to hide in the dark. Like maybe black clothes.
The moon is white, Stark. It shines in the night. So do I.
The battle starts in 5,
Who wants a piece
4,
of me now?
3, 2, 1. We need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
I have suffered severe damage.
Better stop that vehicle.
A gift from Khonshu.
Such strange creatures lurk below the waves.
Who wants a piece
I
of
like
me
the fact that the Crescent can bounce off the squids and still redirect onto...
Vengeance is mine.
Double KO.
Keep your tentacles on the line, fellas. They spotted us. Remind me never to eat squid.
I like it when they stack up on top of each other. It's like they have no
Stop them in their tracks.
spatial awareness.
The moon haunts you. That feels better. This is real.
Oh, did that go on top of that? I don't know how I got that on top of the tower.
There's still a chance.
Challenge table. Thanks.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a
Yeah,
good
they
time to
chased me
stop
a
them.
little too deep there.
A little pick me up. Who wants a piece of me now?
Pulse charge. Fire.
Better stop that vehicle. I feel like I'm seeing the whole universe. Just in this web.
Rise and fall.
I had my tether. Got away from that. But it's okay. It's okay.
She's got my back after all.
Zeldrip, nice to see you in here. Carrying in a ranked match is always a good feeling. I'm still trying to get myself up to the level where I can play ranked on this account, but we should have that pretty soon.
Time to make them pay.
Right. In a bit of a pickle there. Bad positioning. Ah, we missed that. Let's get out of that. I haven't really gotten any of the things figured out for friend codes and whatever else on this account. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm also on a pretty short timer tonight. Oh, they got me. Yeah, solo queuing can be tough sometimes, so I get it.
Great.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop
I think we're gonna make our way up to this top spot. Yeah, I haven't decided with this one. I mean, I'm pretty confident on the fact that I want to solo queue my ranked games when I get to that point. Ooh, we got him. But I haven't really put a whole lot of thought into...
Keep your ugly friends in the scene, Namor.
my mic... I'm still trying to figure out some of the settings. So in my house, my office is next to my... the room that my furnace is in. And so I have a filter that helps take out some of the excess and extraneous noise, which generally does pretty well, but sometimes it acts up for sure.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
It could be a solid thing to do. I'm not going to argue with that point there. I'm just not, like, I'm going to be in for maybe another relatively short stream tonight, maybe another hour at the very, very most. So, I don't know. I'm just still trying to make up my mind, I guess. Let me check my dailies here real quick and see where I'm at. Claim that real quick. Grab that for sure. We're still only at level 10. What's the objective here that we're doing for Bubble Pop? That's tank damage, which will be really good on a tank game when and if we get some options for those. Yeah, Cap is a ton of fun to play with. He's one of my tanks that I feel like I've been getting better on. I mean, Duelist is definitely one of my weaker roles. That's kind of expected. I have characters that I excel on, or I feel like I excel on more. The tanks that I know that I struggle with are Venom and Groot. The rest of them I feel like I'm pretty okay. But yeah, those are the two that I know that I struggle with. And I mean, I've got the Venom tech down. I just think that his aiming is a bit weird. And Groot, it's just a matter of getting more of the spatial reasoning and whatever else sorted out. I'm going to go ahead and get our next character spun up here and see who it is that we are going to end up with. And let's see there, Star-Lord. Another game on that. If we already have a Star-Lord in the game that I queue into, then I can play a game on Cap. And we'll kind of see from there. So you might get lucky and see some Captain America gameplay. All depends. Captain America, what I see myself doing a lot is I run pretty heavy in the dive category there.
Someone's gotta guard the galaxy. Might as well be me.
Where what I end up doing is running in on their supports. I do know the animation cancel. I'm not super great at it, but I do fairly well. I think that it really helps having the sprint just kind of perpetually on. I think that helps, or I had experienced that myself. And then, of course, the shield throw to kind of finish things off
Cosmic disaster to the next. Story of my life.
30
and
seconds
clean up
before
the
you
kills
attack.
when
Ready?
Whoa.
the targets are getting particularly low.
Even cuter than Rocket.
Especially because that redirect on the shield throw is so forgiving. Not on the primaries once you have kind of gotten some of that damage in. Those ones don't redirect, but the E, that redirects really, really well. And basically auto hones in on your targets. So really, really nice for cleaning up those kills.
You are the
After all
true
this
hero
time,
this day, Herbie.
it's nice to finally have some help.
Ooh, dropping.
Now, I disappear.
Oh, did you see that?
Come on. Ooh, the Atom's doing pretty well for us. There we are. Hey, if it's tech that works, then you can't really complain about it. There we are.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Okay, she went down.
Enemy in front of us. Together.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Thor, you've got to be better about where you're placing that bubble to get your Thor force back. You don't just want to pop that in the hallway.
Come, Herbie. Avengers Tower awaits.
Got to get better at keeping airborne on that.
Assimilate that, Ultron.
Double kill.
But not so bad.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Yeah, the other thing is I have push to talk on my match chat, which then means that everybody can hear me when I talk, when and if I'm doing that. And I know I'm not at the point where I'm handing out my Discord to people.
That's the stuff.
Probably a bit of a waste on that, but we got the elimination cleaned up.
I unleash the Vishanti's power.
please. Chase me. Chase me. The focus that I can take off of that is good. Woo! Okay. Get our...
Get that vehicle moving again!
Yeah, that... I was kind of asking for that one. That's all well and good. Zeldrip, I will think about it. If you want to send me a request, I can't... I'm not going to make any hard commitments tonight. But I will think about it for a future night for sure. So send me requests to non-toxic, and I will certainly give it some thought and maybe try and line something up for a future day. Yeah, I should have known that the hell it was going to get me there. I need to find a good opportunity to use my ult here.
Let's try this again.
Oh, Fold, you found us.
Some assistance, please. The God of Thunder!
Not bad. All right, there we go. There we go. I feel like that helped take some of the pressure off.
You're halfway there. Keep
By
going.
the eye of Agamotto!
All right, all right. Yeah. That was good. And that is totally fair. Didn't get the elim there, but we, or the final blow there, but we did some decent damage. There we are. Clean that up.
This spot gives me a strange feeling.
Ha, that's funny.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum. Double kill.
Very nice. Very nice. Perfect. I will grab that after the match here. And then again, if we don't end up playing tonight, we may very well be able to find an opportunity in the future.
Goodbye.
Look who's here.
There we go. That Thorb is just kind of walking in.
Nobody can stand up against a full-strength Scarlet Witch.
Kind of burned out. I've had hit and miss games with Hulk. I've had games that I've done very well on, and I've had games that I just got absolutely destroyed on. Okay, so let's come up here. Very nice little ult to clean out the round there, and that did pretty well for us. Trenchcoat Punisher would have been really good. I think that they're putting in some really good work with a lot of these skins that come out. There's only a couple that I haven't been impressed with, but I that they do pretty well, honestly, with the Love-It design. So I wouldn't rule out getting a Trenchcoat Punisher at some point down the road. Penny can be a Hulk counter. The problem with Penny, and this is coming from someone who has Lord Penny on the profile main account, is she does not have the same amount of sustain as a lot of the other Vanguards do. And not great ways to mitigate damage. She does excellent on some of the maps, particularly the control points, and she's a decent defensive tank, but where she's weak, she's really weak. The rocket team-up is helping, but it's not a fix-all for sure. And the Thor skin that they just gave us for the Hellfire Gala is really good. I will agree wholeheartedly with that. Alright, let's see what our next character is while I make my way back to the main screen to accept that friend request. And Moon Knight. We did a Moon Knight game. So who's next on our list? Magic. I've been hit and miss with Magic. Funny enough, you mentioned Lord Emma. That's the other character that I have a Lord profile. So yeah, Emma and Penny are my two Lord Vanguards. I don't know what more I can do with this wheel, because I feel like it gives me a lot of duplicates a lot of the time. And I don't know how to feel about that. But I've had some games with Magic that I've done really, really well with. I just don't... If I'd had like 3 or 4 different games since...
I have mutant powers. And a little demonic magic too.
The Moon Knight game, then maybe I'd be okay with repeating it, but I rolled it pretty close to something else. Well, I rolled 2 Hella games back to back. And yeah, I've gotten some really good eliminations with Magic and that combo, everything else. I just am trying to work on my disengaging from pushes when I've had struggles in not picking up an elimination. But as long as I end in the positive with Magic, I think that I'm genuinely in a pretty good spot.
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Couture, darling. Designed by Jumbo Carnage.
Let's see who...
Oh,
Oh, we've got a Penny trapping the front door.
powers. And I'm practically seized.
Which I think Magic is a pretty good...
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2.
I got some of those out of the way. I know that I just kind of died at the gate there. But hopefully we can get some of our teammates out of spawn. I am going to get out of the main spawn point this way.
One more for the soul food. From my minion.
Double kill.
There we go. Ah,
Just in time. Thanks.
there we are.
This one. Or a dagger.
No, my baby.
So yeah, there's some really good combos with Magic.
Bad guy.
Again, we kind of fed to get rid of a lot of the mines out the front there. I should have, like, portaled right back.
You're halfway there.
What was that Panther doing trying to engage at, like, less than full health? I just need to get away from that.
Okay, this feels good.
Let's see if we can get...
Almost there. Don't turn back now. I appreciate you.
You're not rid of me yet.
I was gonna say, do I hang out and see if I just teleport to the next spot there? Maybe I do. No, I won't. I wish they could make up their minds. Probably would have been better if I just had.
Keep up the momentum.
I forget that that doesn't climb. And I don't like to burn my dash to try and get up to the high ground. Just because it's on the longer cooldown. Oh, the Panther came in out of nowhere there and kind of really rocked us. I don't think he liked the fact that I picked up a KO earlier in the match.
Go that easy.
That was the Jeff. Yeah, grab that. Let's see if we can go on a dive run with our own Panther here. Oh, that was... Why did I get burned through so quick there? That was... Generational whiff on that.
Magic is back.
That was unfortunate for sure.
Disappear!
Adjusting my mic there got me hung up on the wall.
Some uninvited guests.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Now that's some hero right there.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
See if we can clean up this Panther over here.
So cold.
I got you.
Baz has arrived. I am ready to hunt.
The Jeff on the other team really likes to just stand in one place and spray his primary right down the center.
Grace us with victory.
And it's
Only one.
kind of creating some problems. Hit the floor there.
Don't let anything stand in your way. Now that's some king energy right there.
I should have portaled again. But we're in the positive still, so I can't write it off as being a bad game
Doesn't let go that easy.
necessarily. We've taken more damage than we've dealt, which is a bit of a problem.
Co-op time.
And we are going to steer clear of that
Us against the world.
because I don't have an answer for it.
Just in time. Thanks.
Or a dagger. Now that's some king. Give me those
Ah, the cloak faded right there on me. But we got it. 12 and 5 is a terrible space to end. We didn't quite catch up in our damage, but it could have been worse, I think. Ultimately. Can't really complain too much. There's probably some bad habit reinforcement that happened in there too, making me feel like I did better than I did, but it happens ultimately. Yeah, let's see where that lands us next. We might be able to get up to level 12 during the stream tonight, so we'll find out on that for sure. And that is going to be Thor. I've been missing some Vanguard gameplay here, so let's get in on a Thor game.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
Playing around with Thor, with the changes that they made to him in being able to cancel his Ruined Awakening, it feels good. I don't know if it's enough to like kind of take him out of the back of the pack that he's been at recently, but having that option is really good in my opinion. And it's kind of felt like it's been missing because you get like so locked in and committed to...
I was exiled from Asgard as a youth. Now, I would lay down my life to save it.
30 seconds before you attack.
to that Ruined Awakening, that damage form.
Excellent assessment.
So being able to
Haven't told that
get
before.
out of it is,
That kind of
I think,
violence isn't really my style.
really beneficial to his overall
From my
kit.
world, you would have little choice. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? Why didn't I have a date?
Alright, let's see.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours.
I just don't have an answer for that, unfortunately. Yeah, didn't have any supports to kind of keep us up there, and we don't have any... Yeah, we don't have any DPS that's really dealing with the Iron Man. So this is going to be a rough game, I can already feel.
Control lost.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough game, that's for sure.
What battle can continue without Thor? Awaken the rage of battle. Our adversaries gather.
I think that the change that was made to the hammer throw was also good. And pretty well needed.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
come on.
Assemble!
What am I? Invisible? Feeling fantastic.
I am Thor, Odinson, God of Thunder.
Just don't use your ult while you're on your own invis. Now would be a great time to use it. Now would be a great time to use it.
Control seized.
So everyone's gone.
Mission area.
Everyone went down to like the 2 Jeffs just there. That is what happened.
'Twas but a scratch. Awaken the rage of battle. Judge, jury, executioner!
The area's almost yours.
Extermination! Slow down! Battle fury!
Blazing they are. You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Don't mess with the Ashanti's power!
Double KO.
Maximum pulse!
Oh, I just didn't have an answer for that. That's unfortunate.
Maximum!
Control lost.
Yeah.
To battle again! Battle fury burn! Don't drown in the darkness.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Double KO. Control seized.
You know, I tried to pull focus off of the Punisher as long as I could. Very nice. Hey, I think ultimately that we succeeded in our overall objective there. We pushed the Punisher far enough off the point to where we were able to come in and clean things up.
Never shrink from battle's
Again, we still don't really have an answer to the Iron Man, but there are worse things. And the Iron Man isn't really...
30
I
seconds
mean, they're doing a
before you
lot
attack.
of
Get ready.
splash area of effect type stuff.
You need not fear me, little yokai. It's what we call ancient spirits where I come from. You are of both the water and the earth. That is rare indeed.
The battle starts in 5,
All right.
4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Tyranny is always ugly.
Oh, okay.
The mission area is yours to capture now.
Maximum!
Ooh, nice.
The mission area is yours.
Right.
You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Behold the god of thunder! Extermination!
How does he manage to get, like, just out of range every single time? Wow. I just want to grab the Spidey in that one time.
Double kill.
Twas but a stretch.
Alright, Spidey, where are you?
They got the drop on you.
Alright. Hey, I was ready to write that off as a loss. Because we didn't have an answer for the Iron Man. But ultimately, we did pretty well. The Iron Man switched off to something else. They probably got a little upset that they got pretty heavily countered. Or they DC'd. I think they DC'd. But I imagine that they probably got a little upset at getting knocked out of their ultimate there at the start of that first fight and then just dipped. Or maybe they stayed for a little bit after that. I wasn't paying super close attention. So let's go ahead and get our next spin online here and see. What we're on. This is going to be the game. Human Torch. This is going to be an experience. Iron Man and Magic as the backups. My one saving grace is that somebody else is on Torch by the time that I load in, because this is a character I haven't figured out at all. And I've tried.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Well,
I'm the brightest in the sky.
we're on. We're on. We are on. Well, we're on. Oh. And I was trying to figure him out before he got his nerfs.
I get sick of people asking me for a light.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
What year is it anywhere? All that matters is now.
Right. Gotta be present. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Okay.
Let's cook some more. They're ahead of us. Like a day at the spa. I saw
Yeah, This is going to be a miserable game, I can tell you that.
They're gonna come after us, and soon.
I like the cold.
Tandy needs help.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks. A nice gift for you.
Some uninvited guests.
Better stop that vehicle.
I've got to get better at getting away from that. James, hello. Thanks for popping in, saying hello, hanging out. I really appreciate it. Are you new to the channel? Just to the channel or new to the game as well? Because if you're new to the game, I apologize for this abysmal Human Torch gameplay that you are witnessing.
I suck. There's still a chance to stop them.
I'm clocking some bad guys.
Outcome was crystal clear from the beginning.
Don't step on lava.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Enemies on your tail. Us against the world. Tastes like chicken.
I was gonna say, what's the spell field on that? Because that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I couldn't get out and away from that. Please do ask a question. Yes.
Better stop that vehicle.
Any Marvel character, not just characters in the game. You want any Marvel character. That's the clarification that I need there.
Don't step on lava.
Anyone willing to help?
Maximum pulse!
Get down, get down, get down.
This is real firepower.
The Luna Snow ran out there. I would say,
Try this again.
and again, apologies for that abysmal Human Torch gameplay there. Any Marvel character, I would go with. Let's go with not a super obscure pick, but not one that many people know about. I would say Sunspot. That's one that I would throw out as my contribution to your endeavors. I don't know if that's one that you get frequently, if that's if this is a question that you come and ask a lot. Let's pull up our randomization wheel and see what we've got. That's a Cloak and Dagger game. Nice. I can play some Cloak and Dagger. I don't think I've played a Cloak and Dagger game just yet. So I will take that suggestion.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
Oh, we don't get Cloak and Dagger. We've played a Wolverine game, so let's do the next one that's on the list, and that is Adam Warlock.
I will bring peace to this universe, no matter the cost.
First person I've asked. Well, I am honored to have been the test subject of your creative endeavors. Do we have a tank?
Perfection is unattainable.
Venom,
That should not
okay.
stop us from trying to achieve it.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Yet here you are, fighting for the good of
And
all.
is that a,
Have you finally developed the equivalent of a soul?
now hopefully that's a character you're somewhat familiar with. I actually really like the lore behind Sunspot.
Proves how far from perfect you still are.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3.
And it'll be interesting to see what characters they continue to add to this game. Not that that's a deal breaker on any given Marvel character whatsoever. I personally want to see him take a little bit of a break from some of the mutant characters and give us some more of the other.
The mission area is yours to capture now. Something doesn't feel. Mission area is yours.
I am at your service. I require some aid.
Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger.
Sunspot is super cool in his design, in his lore, in really a lot of things. He's got some really good characteristics across his whole, like, everything.
Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger. You've captured more than half of the mission
Our
area.
Mr.
Keep going.
Fantastic is, like, really deep.
Judge, jury, executioner!
The aid I require. Quantum magic. Cosmic might returns.
Problem solved.
Quantum magic.
Fury is almost yours. Glad to help.
Healing power.
Uh-oh,
I am at your service.
Yeah, well, we got the capture on the point there. If I may ask, James, what method are you using to compose the edit?
In a world consumed
And
by
yes,
darkness,
black
I
is
gladly give the
a
light.
good color scheme for him, especially where he's got like the whole perpetual smolder,
30
deep
seconds
writhing
before you
fire.
attack.
Yeah,
Get ready.
he's got some really good design aspects in addition to how he functions as a character.
Oh, holy walnuts! Buy me a ticket. Oh, that god of goop is gonna get a symbiote smackdown. The battle starts in 5, 4.
Yeah, we're kind of rolling over this other team, and our Mr. Fantastic is putting in work,
All you need to do is
so
capture the
that's
mission area. Got it?
really fun.
Tyranny is always ugly.
That's a choice from the Mr. Fantastic there.
Seems the king of the seas has loyal followers.
The mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours.
Quantum magic. You are safe now, my friend.
Let's peek around the corner here. Viewer Sunspot releases a flare, photos and music. Yeah, that's seems like a pretty good base to build off of, if you ask me. And you did, so.
Fall back and regroup. I am ready to put on a show.
Oh, I didn't quite get the.
Judge, jury, executioner!
I require some
No, you said going. And that, yeah, that made sense. Alright. I don't know why we're... She just sent her...
Be proud, my friends.
Oh, if I could have landed a...
I abhor your mission, Ultron.
thing there.
This time I need healing. Cosmic.
Fall back and regroup. Fury is almost yours.
Healing power.
Come on.
We are in this together. The Cosmo
Yeah, burn that because we didn't have a reason to really hold on to it. But yeah, that was a little steamroller game there. Name a number 1 through 5. See, that's interesting because a fun fact about picking numbers, and I guess it's a little bit more of a fun fact picking 1 through 10. But most people will default to a number without really putting too much thought into it, and so I try to go contrarian, and I always try and single something up that's not one of those. And so when you say name a number 1 through 5, I immediately gravitate towards 4. Just because that's the only number in that set that is not a prime number. It's weird, I know. Fun facts that impact the way about how I see and interact with the world, I guess. Alright, let's pull up our randomized wheel here again and see what we land on. And it's going to be... I was worried there that we were going to get Psylocke for a second, which you never know. But Ultron, I will take. I will take Ultron into the next match that we get here. So yes, your answer is 4, James.
Only 60 seconds left.
And this is going to be a very short Ultron game.
Down to 30 seconds.
I shall remake the universe in steel and silicon.
Time for the big finish.
This is my unnatural selection.
I can see why people have moved away
I'm ready to put
from
on a
that.
show.
I actually might give that another go because that was, you know, losing in the last like 30 seconds of the match. So that's not entirely fair to judge that. I've really tried to figure out Psylocke, and she's just one of the more technical characters in the game. So I've really kind of struggled with it. I'm sure that it's just a matter of practice and figuring out tech. And I've watched videos that have walked you through how
Pick your hero.
to best optimize the use of
I'm not
her
judging.
kit and everything else.
Beyond my pitiful creator, I am beyond.
And I've got a ton of respect for people who perform well using Psylocke. But her and Black Panther and Spider-Man are like the characters that I know that I just struggle with on account of just the mechanical skill aspect and technicality of the characters. To the point that I'm at like level almost 60 on my main account, and I have 0 minutes on
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Spider-Man specifically. I've played a couple of games on Psylocke and Black Panther trying to like
Cutest animal on earth.
figure it out.
Really? Then how come everyone keeps calling me a raccoon? I'm a badass.
But yeah, I believe that it takes a lot of time to get good. And that's the other thing, like the Lord progression and such on Psylocke
Battle starts in
is
5,
weird to me because
3,
you get rewarded for using her E. Like you just spending time in her invisibility is what gets you proficiency towards her usage. Like that just kind of felt like a choice. And now that they've reduced it from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, that's going to make it a little hard to get up to that point.
the mission area is yours to capture now.
Let's stay away from the Squirrel Girl acorns there. And I have tried Spider-Man, like, even on my main account, though I haven't logged any hours or minutes, I've tried to spend some time, like, in the lab, just trying to figure him out. And I've gotten, like, some of the... I feel like my whole issue is I get some of the tech figured out in the practice range, and then I just can't translate it. I need to use the Iron Man team up here.
Everything is mine.
But we pushed them all the way back. But yeah, that's the issue that I've noticed on Psylocke and Magic and Spider-Man is I'll go into the practice range and I'll try and figure it out, and I feel like I'll do pretty good, and then I'll jump into an actual game and it just doesn't translate. Rocket?
Yeah, feeling good.
Did I put a spring in my step?
Some uninvited guests.
I mean, it's harder to get Lord on Psylocke on account of the fact that that just goes slower. Yeah, absolutely. Woo! Okay, 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 okay. Work on the edit. Perfect. I'm excited to hear updates on the progress for that.
That's better.
Iron Man, Iron Man, Iron Man.
He's a sociopath, but the man gets results.
Focus on the battle. Your team's capture
Very
point.
nice.
Control C.
Shall I throw a gala in our honor? Oh,
I find it interesting how they have
An enemy. The area's almost yours. Friends, gather around.
really reeled in the regen aspect of Wolverine's self-healing. I mean, it would be kind of toxic to have a character who can just kind of perpetually so I can see why they wouldn't give his comic accurate regen into the game, but having it be something that activates, you know, to bring him back from the brink, I think that that's a good way of flavoring that, even if it's not entirely accurate to his comics and origin.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Well, there's my favorite life-hating robot egomaniac.
You are my favorite stinking obsolescent flesh bag.
Same team today?
Today.
Well, that's some interesting conversation between the two of them, that's for sure.
4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Embrace perfection. They think they shall be victorious. Pathetic.
Shake it up.
Heightened combat capabilities.
Pulse charge, fire!
The mission area is yours to capture now. Shake it up.
Oh, Emma, I was trying so hard. Let's get out of the way of that.
Control C. Focus on the battle.
Well, that went relatively well. Ultron the stats merchant. nice.
Us against the world! Fury's almost yours!
That was terrible use there. Frost? Yeah, that was a terrible ult from the other Emma Frost there.
Pulse charge, fire!
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Friends, gather around!
Turrets low.
Focus on the battle.
Come on. Very nice. Very, very good. I will gladly acquiesce the title of Emma to, or the MVP to that Emma. I think they really earned it. Welcome back, James. That was a very brief interlude there. One last question, a video or a short? That's a great question. I mean, ultimately, I anticipate this is going to be somewhere that you post this. So it depends on what platforms you're looking to post it to. Because if you are like on TikTok or Skylight and other places, then you could get probably some more mileage and exposure out of doing it in a short format. That's my personal thought or opinion there. But ultimately it depends on where you're pulling your footage from and what aspect ratio you're looking to use there. I think a lot more people are consuming Instagram Reels and other stuff. I think that for accessibility and such, searchability and engagement, that the short format could be a little more beneficial for that exposure and such. But that's just my take on the subject. Where am I at with some of these other things here? Did we get? We did get those, okay. So we'll equip let's put that on. Emotes are always fun. Yeah, we've still got that there. We got that event taken care of. That's just a passive thing that runs. If I can be completely candid, I'm a little disappointed in this particular emote. On account of the fact that I got it on my alt yesterday, or my main account yesterday. And maybe they'll fix it, maybe they'll patch it and do whatever else. It doesn't actually do the same degree of transformation that you get with the same concept of emote for the Invisible Woman and Thing, where it changes their costume. It gives you like a little bit of a pink glow on your character if you're not using the pink skin. And if you do use it while in the pink skin, it momentarily reverts you back to the black base skin. and then when the bubble pops, it sends you over to the other. Yeah. So that's my gripe with this particular emote on the skin. I like the skin well enough, but yeah, posting to YouTube is a good space to do that. If you are on other platforms where you get some of that vertical short form content, whatever else, I think that it's generally recognizable and advisable to post it on as many platforms as you have access to, just to drive that engagement and that exposure. But that's just my 2 cents on the issue. But yes, I am a little bit disappointed with this, and maybe they'll hear some of that criticism from other players such as myself, and they'll fix it and change it. I just think that it would be cool to be able to toggle back and forth between the pink cosmetic and other cosmetics on account of using the emote. The basis of that mechanic being in the game is there. It exists. So yeah, maybe they'll patch it and make it work more like those other emotes in the future. Of course, if you just want to post it to YouTube and have that be the only place that you want it to be, that is completely up to you and within your rights to do. It's your edits. I've just been fortunate enough to provide you with some of the input and direction on it. But in a world such as we are, and I'm a little bit hypocritical on this because I could be doing a lot better at it than I currently am. But if you are posting things to YouTube in the form of that short form content and you want to drive additional exposure, that's my opinion on where you can get some extra mileage, engagement, followers, and things of that kind, is by posting it to as many platforms as you are on and can drive that engagement on. Self-referencing back to where you are, you can really never go wrong with that. This is about my cutoff for the time. I know it's a little bit of a short stream tonight. If you haven't already and you've been here and you've enjoyed the gameplay and the discourse that we've been on, I would encourage you to drop a subscription so you'll be notified about my future live streams and videos, which I'm hoping to get back into making in the not too distant future. And we'll definitely be back for a longer stream where hopefully we can start on the real details that I'm hoping to have some success with on this particular account. And I'd love to have you along for the ride. So thanks for tuning in this evening. I really appreciate it, and hope that you have a fantastic rest of your evening here. Thanks, James, and everyone.